61.
Man, I thought it said 62 on the previous screen. Episode 61. I am Tim Knittel of Distilled Living. We are produced by Fascination Design. New time slot, 8 o'clock, and new cocktail that I don't know how to make. We had planned something, and then the citrus wasn't looking right, and I cleared off the deck, and I was just like, okay, we're going to start over. And Hillary had made this cocktail earlier this evening when we had a little cocktail hour prior to the show, and I'm fairly certain to have the right ingredients and the right glassware and everything, because that's what she left sitting out on the kitchen counter. So she's going to talk me through making something.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
I didn't tell her in advance either that this is what we were doing.
Okay, it's basically again a 2-1-2.
Oh,
So
it's a 2-1-2 Manhattan
not
style.
it's not a Manhattan, but you use the same kind of formula.
Okay, so 2-1-2 Manhattan style. So we know Manhattan style. We've done that on the show a whole lot. Let's walk through the ingredients then. So we're going to start with bitter cube. This is cherry bark vanilla. I think we've shown this on the show before. I know it says cherry bark vanilla, but Hillary has talked about this a lot. The dominant flavor note in this is fennel. So it's not licorice, but it's licorice adjacent. And that does come through in the final cocktail, much more so than cherry or vanilla. It's actually really nice. There's a lot of cola to this. It's like a combination like black jelly bean cola thing, which is very, very pleasant. Like it's a surprising combination, but Bitter Cube did a really, really good job with it. So I'm making 2 cocktails, one for each of us. Okay, slow gin. We've not used slow gin on the show before. Trying to get the light. There it is. Hoffland slow gin. So slow gin is not gin. Slow gin is plum liqueur. It is called gin because some marketing guy back in whenever this stuff was being developed saw that gin was super popular and so thought if he called it something fun gin, like it would sell better. And it is stuck. So technically not a gin.
You want to make a guess on here, considering like what you're looking at right in front of you?
This Hoffman was established 1923.
Okay.
But that's not when slow gin was developed. Slow gin was much earlier than that. 1800s, I think, sometime. Anyway, slow gin is a category, not a specific brand. There's a lot of different slow gins in the market.
And in case anybody cannot read it, it is SLOE gin.
Slow. Yeah, there's a whole etymology around it and history around it, which is kind of cool. This is product of Holland, and it's actually pretty good. So we're going to use 1 part or 1 ounce because this is a 2-1-2 cocktail. But I'm making 2 of them. I haven't used this jigger before. It's an Old Forester jigger, which is not labeled. I think that's probably a 1.5. So I'm going to do this side, which I'm fairly certain is a 1. Okay, that's my 2 parts there. And then this is a lot of fruitiness, right? A lot of that kind of lighter character. So we're using a matching bourbon. The Old Bardstown Bottle of the Bond. Just gonna have a lot of that light, fruity sort of character. One of my real favorites too. Not one we get to break out in tasting kits real often because it's only available in Kentucky. But this is the one that I recommend for travelers when they come to Kentucky. They want to get something that they can only get here, grab this one. Now, no vermouth, right? This is more akin to an old fashioned than it is a Manhattan because we're using slow gin, which is a sweetened liqueur, rather than a sweet vermouth, which is a fortified wine. And as a result, the flavors just integrate so much faster. It's probably done.
You might need to stir it just a little bit more. I saw it. It took a minute while you were stirring it to. You can see the color difference top to bottom.
A little road testing still. That is a distinctiveness that will go away as the flavors do meld.
Did you already say that slow isn't just fruity? It's a plum.
It's plum. Yeah, it's plum liqueur.
Okay.
So like you have cherry liqueurs and various things. Blackberry liqueurs. Slow gin is plum liqueur. It just has a fancy name, so people can remember it more, and there's more of it on the market. I think I grabbed the wrong strainer. If we're being real fancy, we would put a garnish in it, like a preserved plum. That'd be really good.
You definitely do not have a preserved plum hanging out.
No, we don't. That would be cool, especially like on a pick. color. Beautiful. So there you are. So I would call this slow old fashioned. That's probably what it is. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. We will be back again next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have any suggestions for us, we would be happy to entertain options, or maybe we can go back to where we were at the beginning and say, hey, do you have something weird in your pantry that you want to challenge us with? You know, maybe you've got something that you really want to see if we can pull it off as a drink, and not a bad drink, a good drink.
Yeah.
Or while we were making stuff with like peanut butter, I think.
Oh, we're trying all sorts of crazy stuff. Yeah. Send us suggestions. Otherwise, we'll be pulling out a lot of Manhattan old fashioned variations because that's what we drink out on a daily basis.
We need to switch back to like a cream cocktail. Actually, no, we did a cream cocktail last week, but
we did snow cream.
We don't do a lot of cream cocktails.
Maybe we'll do more cream cocktails. Maybe we'll do a warm cream cocktail.
Ooh.
We haven't done hot cocktails in a little while.
And it was really nice outside today. So anyway,
check the weather. We'll figure out a new cocktail next week.
We'll stop rambling. Good night, everybody.